Good day, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today we will be continuing some pre-analysis on the men's doubles category. So this is actually the part three of this series. So let's go straight to the draw for the BWF World Championship 2022, which will be happening, I think, in a few days' time. So very excited. Now, for the men's doubles category, it is actually the most difficult to actually try to predict because unlike men's singles and even women's singles matches, whereby the gap in the quality between the two players could be very high, but for men's doubles, because they can actually we have two players on court, and so even though one of them might not be too good, but the other player can try to cover. So this actually causes the gap between the two pairs on court to be relatively smaller compared to men's singles category, especially at the top tier level. But anyway, I will try my best to try to see what are some of the potential results that we can expect. Now, if we look at the top quarter, right, we can see that the top seeds, Marcus Gideon and Kevin Sukamulio, who actually has been absent for quite a number of tournaments because Marcus Gideon is still recovering from his injury, if I'm not wrong. So it will be interesting to see how far they can progress, given that the fitness and the recovery level of Marcus Gideon would be the biggest determining factor. But nevertheless, they should be able to ease past the winner of the match between the Ukrainian doubles and the Czech Republic's doubles. So it would be safe to say that Marcus Gideon and Kevin would be advancing to the round three against very likely to be the English men's doubles, Ben Lane and Sean Wendy. Given that I don't think the winner of the match between the Germany men's doubles and the Norwegian men's doubles will be able to challenge these English men's doubles, who has proven that they are indeed very capable, given their recent decent showing in the Commonwealth Games, where I think they have managed to secure a silver medal. Yes. So, given that this clash can take place, is about to take place, this would be interesting. As I said, it really depends on Marcus Gideon's um, performance, because Kevin is always the more stable performer, right? Anyway, regardless, I still favor the top seed to actually advance to the quarterfinal. Now, moving on to the next quarter, the second quarter, we have Fajar Alfian and Muhammad Rian Adianto. This is indeed one of the most consistent performer. I would say in terms of form, this doubles has been rocking this year. So I don't expect to see much of a challenge from either the Japanese or the Indian men's doubles for Fajar Alfian to actually make it to the third round. And they will be facing either Akira Koga, Taichi Saito, or the winner of the match between the South Korean doubles and the Japanese doubles. Now, for this, I am actually favoring the Korean doubles, men's doubles. I've seen the capability of Kang Min Yu, so I think they might be able to create a minor upset, and and I think they even have the capability to actually upset the Koga and Saito. And I am going for the Korean doubles against Fajar Alfian and Ardianto, but nevertheless, needless to say, if this clash does happen, the Indonesian pair would be just too strong to be denied. Third quarter, we have yet another strong Indonesian men's doubles in the form of the daddies, Muhammad Hassan and Hendra Setiawan, should who should be able to ease through round two, because I don't see the French or the Egyptian doubles. I don't think they can match the veteran. So Hassan and Hendra against Mark Lumfus, Marvin Seidel, or for this match, I would pick the Grimley brothers because if you look at their performance in the Commonwealth Games, they really can. They have really proven that they are able to mount a strong challenge against the better seeded players. So I'm going for the Grimley brothers. In fact, I am even going to go for the Grimley brothers to continue to upset the German doubles. Assuming this is happening, there is no denying that the third Indonesian men's doubles would be taking up the third quarterfinal slots. Yeah, that shows how strong they are, the Indonesians, in the men's doubles category. And we move on to the fourth quarter. We have Kim Mastrup, Anders Rasmussen, and against Supak, the winner between Supak Jomko and Kadrian against Arjun and Kapila. For this match, I am actually in favor of Arjun and Kapila, Dhruv Kapila. I think this Indian pair has shown some decent performance as well in the recent, I think, Singapore Open, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so they have played rather well. I think they have defeated the Malaysian men doubles, Nurizudin and Gosafe, yeah, in a very close match. So, but against the Danish pair, I am still favoring the 8 seeds, Kim Astrup and Anders Rasmussen. For this, the lowest section, the Ong Yusin Teo Yi from Malaysia against the winner of the match between the Popov brothers against another strong Singaporean pair from Singapore, Terry He and Loh Kian Hin. I would favor the Terry and Loh, simply because I do note that the Popov brothers, both are very decent men's singles player, but it seems that for them to play as a double, as a pair, as a strong pair, it still takes quite some work for them to put in before they are able to move back up the rank. Yeah. So the match between Ong Yusin Teo Yi and Terry He and Loh Kian Hin will be a closely fought encounter, and judging from the recent form, I am not surprised if the Singaporean would actually be advancing to face off with Kim Astrup and Anders Rasmussen. Now, if this is to take place, it would be quite difficult to actually. But I'm still going to go with Kim Astrup and Anders Rasmussen, simply because they are the more experienced pair, and when they are performing, they are really they can beat any player, any pair in the world. So yeah, I'm going for with the Danish pair. So far, if you look at the first half, the top half, you can see that all of the I'm picking all of the top seeds in each of the quarters to make it to the quarterfinals. Now, if we move on to the bottom half, we see Gozefei Nurizuddin against the winner between the Irish and the Brazilians encounter. Perhaps the Irish pair might be having the slight edge, but against the Malaysian doubles, I would still favor Gozefei and Nurizuddin. And who will be up against either Aaron Chia or So Wei-Yik, or the winner between the Spanish doubles against the Chinese Taipei. For this match, I'll prefer Lu Qingyao and Yang Bohan. I would favor their chances more. And against Aaron Chia and So Wei-Yik, I think it would be Aaron Chia and So Wei-Yik to advance. And assuming that if it is happening as expected, I think Aaron Chow and So Wei-Yik would be taking up the fifth quarterfinal slot. Moving on to the next quarter, we have Choi So-gyu, Seo Seung-jae against the winner of the match between the English pair and the Mauritians. I am in favor of Caleb Hemming and Stephen Stallwood from England. But up against the Korean, it would be really difficult for the English pair to create an upset. So I'm going with the South Korean 10 seed, who will be up against either the Olympic champion Li Yang-Wang Chilin or another Chinese Taipei pair against the Dutch pair, which I feel that it would still be alright. For this match, I might be going with the Dutch pair, Ruben Gil and T.S. van der Leck. But against the Olympic champion, I would favor very much the Olympic champion. And the clash between the Olympic champion, and the South Korean doubles pair would be interesting. But I'm going to buck the trend, and I'm going to pick the South Korean to actually create sort of a minor upset to face off the Aaron Chia and So Wei-Yik. Moving on to the next one, we have Go Wei-Shem and Tan Wei-Kyung, who should be advancing. And there might be some mistake in the cropping the images, but nevertheless, I don't see any difficulty for Go Wei-Shem and Tan Wei-Kyung to advance to round 3. And for this quarter, we have the Guatemalans against the New Zealanders. To be very honest, I know none of these pairs, so I'm going to give it a pass. But against the strong Indian pair, who is also in top form, it will be very difficult. Now, if these two pairs are going to clash, I am going to actually favor the Indian pair, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty, simply because they really are too good, especially their confidence seems to have been boosted, especially after their major role that they have played in helping India to win the Thomas Cup for the first time in their history. Yeah, so Indian pair for sure. The last but not least quarter, we have Alex Dune and Adam Hall, who shouldn't be having much of a problem to defeat the Mexican pair. So Alex and Adam against Fikri and Bagas Maulana, the All England champion. It will be too tough for them. So Fikri and Bagas Maulana would be my pick. The match between the French doubles of Fabian Delou, William Villager against the another Indian doubles. I think it would be the French pair to win it against the defending world champion Takuro Hoki and Yugo Kobayashi. I am going to pick the world champion. Should this be taking place, this would be another delicious encounter. Very difficult to pick, but I think the defending champ should have the slight edge. So now that we have all the 8 quarterfinalists, let us try to go one step further, which is to the semi-finals. Who would be taking up the 4 semi-final spots? Marcus Gideon, Kevin Sukamulio against Fajar Alfian and Adianto. I am going to pick the 5th seed simply because they have been playing so consistently, and they're just too good with their flat drives, fast drives, and voracious attacking. So it would be the 5th seed to actually create an upset over the top seed. Moving down for Asan and Hendra Setiawan against Kim Mastrup and Anders Rasmussen. I'm going to pick the Danish pair. For this, probably because I'm taking into consideration perhaps the age factor, and also the fact that the Danish pair is fearless. I mean, on court. But again, in terms of stability of the performance, Asan and Hendra would be the pick. But in terms of if Kim and Anders can really play the solid game, it would be for them to win it. So, yeah. Aaron Chia so weak against the South Korean. I'm actually going to favor Aaron Chia and So Week. Now, this Malaysian doubles, Aaron Chia and So Week, the Olympic bronze medalists, they have not they are still seeking for their first breakthrough title, major title, and but to be fair to them, although they have not won any major title yet, they have been very consistent in reaching the semi-finals so far. So I don't see why they could not make it to at least the semi-finals for the World Championship yet again. And for the last quarter, we have the top Indian men's doubles against the defending world champion. This will be yet another very, very interesting match. There is just too little to separate between these two. But I'm going to favor the defending champion still. Yeah. So simply because in terms of consistency, in terms of defense, in terms of the overall aspect of the game, I still think that the Japanese men's doubles would be more disciplined, I would say. Yeah, so that would be my pick. We have Fajar Alfian, Ardianto against Kim Astrup and Anders Rasmussen for the first semi-final match. And the second semi-final match will be between Aaron Chia Song-Wee against Takuro Hoki and Yugo Kobayashi. So thank you for listening and watching. As usual, if you have any differing opinion or if you agree with my analysis. Hope that you can leave some comments down below. Thank you very much and see you in the next video, and perhaps